There's plenty of love and feel-good vibes to go around in a league that brings us fans so much joy on any given night. But with that love definitely turns into some hate. While several players have actually made somewhat of a living from being the notorious protagonist that takes to the hardwood, others have simply been unfortunately thrown into that spotlight given their style of play or unfortunate circumstances. And here are the top 10 most hated NBA players today. At number 10, is Steph Curry. The hate for Curry has dampened since his ascension to superstar status back in 2014 to 2015, but many still harbor resentment for the sharpshooter. Some view him as a representation of everything wrong with modern basketball: too many three-pointers, lack of physicality, arrogance, super teams. Some haters state that he's overrated, that he's just a shooter and that he's a humble bragger. And now at number 9, is James Harden. Harden's haters came out of the woodwork in the past couple of years after the generally positive early part of his career. Since he won MVP in 2018, Harden is often criticized for his laziness on defense, his excessive flopping and his shortcomings in the postseason. All of these points are valid and also apply to plenty of other players. If he wins a championship, Harden's reputation and legacy should drastically improve. As of now, he's generally viewed as just a terrific offensive player. At number 8, is Jimmy Butler. Butler is undeniably a positive influence on his Heat team, but before his move to South Beach, he was seen as somewhat of a locker room issue. He unabashedly criticized his teammates in Minnesota for being soft and forced the Timberwolves to trade him, which altered his once positive image. And at number 7 is Paul George. George is underappreciated for what he brings to the game, but the majority of fans are angry with his poor performance when it's playoff. George had some awful games and a lot of fans are mad. He then calls himself Playoff P, and based on his bad games during the playoffs with Clippers, fans loved the name Pandemic P instead. George has a lot to prove. He is that guy on the court, and until he does it, he will have a ton of fans rooting against him. At number 6 is Russell Westbrook. Westbrook is extremely entertaining, and there is no question about that. He plays hard every night, leaves 110% on the floor, and is a stat sheet stuffer. But despite all this, the majority of fans believe Westbrook doesn't want to win as badly as other players. They think Westbrook only cares about stats and money, which is a big problem for them. And at number 5, is Patrick Beverley. Back in his Houston days, Beverley was actually a fan favorite. He took the floor with the same defensive prowess that he carried to the Clippers, boasting an all-bark, all-bite type of mentality that spearheaded the team's energy. Unfortunately, that same bite has lost its sharpness lately, with Beverley now being known mostly just for barking. And a lot of people criticized his lack of talent aside from his defense, which led to him becoming a mockery. And now at number 4, is Draymond Green. Green has made sure to display his value to a contending team in need of a glue guy. Even so, that doesn't stop opposing teams from wishing on his demise whenever he comes to town. Green has made some debatably dirty plays during his time in the league, one being infamously hitting LeBron James in the crotch area during the 2016 NBA Finals. Ever since, his play has been heavily scrutinized, and it doesn't help that referees are viewed as being more lenient to his choice of words as opposed to other players. He's arguably the number 1 trash talker in the league right now. And now at number 3, is Kyrie Irving. Irving might be the most frustrating player in the NBA to follow. You never quite know what Kyrie is thinking or if he will show up on the court or not. He seems to be battling spiritual issues because he is consistently seen doing out of the ordinary things on and off the court. His flat earth theory was ridiculous, and he has followed that up with many more obscure antics. The biggest reason fans dislike Kyrie was his decision to force a move out of Cleveland without ever revealing why. Many believe he wanted his own team, but when he got it in Boston, he did a poor job as a leader. Now, as a part of the most talented super team in NBA history, all eyes are on him again to lead his team to victory, and many fans simply don't want to see that happen. And at number 2 is the king, LeBron James. The most marketed and popular NBA superstar since Michael Jordan, LeBron James' name travels countries and continents. The king has a claim for being one of the most likable and also most hated players on this list, which goes to show his impact on sports as a whole. But looking at his reactions at games, it seems the majority of fans can't stand him. There are many reasons why that would be the case, from jumping teams and creating super teams to creating a constant hoopla of drama everywhere he goes. There is no question James loves being the center of attention, and naturally, other human beings will have a built-in disdain for the king as a result. And at number 1 on our list is Kevin Durant. Durant will arguably go down as the most hated athlete in history. Unlike most candidates on this list, he's willing to go back and forth in heated online debates with fans, old teammates, or anyone that's up to the challenge. All of his accomplishments, plus the ones that he could possibly garnish during his remaining time in the NBA, wouldn't overcome the snake mantra he's absorbed. After leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder to join up with the Warriors, Durant's legacy was cemented as a traitor, given how the Warriors had recently ousted the Thunder in the playoffs. His immaturity when asked about the move has led many to side against him despite his all-around talent as a lengthy forward.